Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode here of Higurashi When They Cry. Chapter 1 Onikakushi Hen. This is Dolan speaking, as you would expect here on Just Dolan. Last time, we finished up the Watanagashi Festival. Yay! This time, we got a bunch of tips, and I don't know what's going to happen after we finish reading those tips, or how long these tips will take to read. But we have them, and we're going to start reading them. So buckle up your seatbelts, folks, because we're going on a ride. We're going to start with Hojo Couple's Falling Incident. Here we go. From the June 1980 edition. On the afternoon of XX at 2 p.m., office employee XXXX and his wife XXXX of Hinamizawa Village in Shishibone Prefecture disappeared after falling 27 meters from the observatory platform in the Shirakawa Prefecture. Police and firefighters searched downstream and discovered the body of XXXX at around 7 p.m. that evening. His wife... Alright. That joke is over. His wife is yet to be found. The search has run into difficulties due to the effects of Typhoon 3 from the previous day. It appeared a railing at the observatory that the XXs leaned on had broken, causing them to fall. The groundskeeping staff was questioned by the police in regards to the facility deterioration and if park maintenance was performed properly. Oh, that was quick. Okay. Now, it's interesting because the Hojo family is Satoko's family. From the June 1981 edition. On the afternoon of XX around 10 p.m. in the X district of Hinamizawa Village in Shishibone Prefecture, the Shinto priest of the Furude Shrine passed away after an existing condition he was recovering from suddenly worsened. Parties close to the deceased said he was suffering from anxiety issues concerning the festival, which was to be held on that day. Also after that person's death, his wife went missing, leaving behind a farewell note. Police and local youth association continued the search. However, given the presence of the farewell message and the fact that the Onikafuchi Marsh is said to be bottomless, they've run into difficulties. Oh, these are hella quick. Alright, see, Furude is Rika's last name as well, so... Interesting. Let's hop into housewife murder here, shall we? It wasn't reported in the newspaper. Okay. That... Really? Okay, that's it? Okay. Radio log? Okay, then.
This is Okinamiya Station, calling Unit 3. Unit 3, please respond. This is Unit 3, loud and clear. Backup is heading away. Hold position until further instructions. Over. Roger. Unit 3 acknowledged. Requesting no headlights. Requesting radio silence. Station, the doctor has arrived. They want to carry it away. What's the order? Over. Acknowledged. Leave it to the doctor. Affirmative. Understood. Backup has arrived. Shouldn't we let them take a photo first? I think the Vic is done for.
Well, that's really, really vague and ominous, and I don't think will make sense for quite some time. Let's just move on. That was a lot less information and slightly less satisfying than I expected. But, you know... Moving on. Good morning! Nice job yesterday, Kei-chan. You didn't do so badly yourself, Mion. Yesterday was fun. Oh, that's right, Keiichi-kun. Thank you very much. For Mr. Bear. I'm glad you like it. Don't use it as a pincushion, though. I wouldn't. I feel like I could see her using it as a pincushion. Something about the occult way of handling the bear might be cute to her. You never know. She has weird taste. Still chatting happily, we entered the classroom, but the moment I stepped into the room, a splashing sound and a nasty sensation. It was a bucket filled to the brim with water, and unfortunately my foot stepped right into it. My now, how diligent of you to mop the floor this morning. Whoa. Clump, 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 whip, whiff. Wah! Keiichi-san flicked my forehead. Yeah? I would have too. Who does that? Why do you do these things that you do? You absolutely deserved that. You should set a more brutal trap next time. Don't encourage her. Seeing that, Rena began to swoon as Mion looked on in disbelief. Everything was the same as always. Everybody was there and nothing felt out of place. The uncertainties I'd had in the back of my mind since yesterday had vanished. What is it, Keiichi-kun? Didn't get enough sleep, maybe? Maybe? Wow. I knew she was gonna say maybe twice before she did. I think I'm getting the hang of this. I slept like a log, but if you want, I'll do a reenactment during class. You shouldn't do that. Mion alerted us that the teacher was coming, so everyone shuffled off to their seats. Oh shit. This is the first time she's been on screen. Good morning, everyone. So yesterday was the festival. Thank you to all the people who stayed until the very end to help clean up. We were all slackers, so none of us actually helped clean up. Actually, I had a feeling the only thing we did was run around the festival and cause a ruckus. Okay then, this time of year you might see some people here from out of town doing interviews about the festival for magazines. Or newspapers. I thought it was the usual stuff, so I was going to tune it out, but then I noticed a different tone in her voice and started paying attention. You may be asked questions. Please don't say anything silly or something that could be taken the wrong way. Do you understand? In unison, everybody replied, Yes, ma'am. Damn. What she'd said was really vague, but I understood what she was getting at. After all, this was the 5th year. There were probably lots of third-rate reporters pouring in, hoping something regarding the curse had happened. It did nothing but perpetuate the village's bad image. She was saying, don't spout stupid shit you think is funny. Yeah, pretty much. And now I was one of the ones who needed to keep their mouths shut. I found it rather cute how I felt a sense of unity from such a trite thing, if I do say so myself. Keiichi really does fit in this town. I was summoned to club activities after school. Since everyone was still pretty tired from yesterday, we just spent the day relaxing. Relaxing P?
Searching. You're already connected to Swag Box. To connect a different device,
Alexa,
go to the
shut up. Relaxing P.
Hi.
Hi. I said relaxing. Not your name. Whatever. Yeah, that wasn't happening. Today let's play a classic game of deduction. How about this one? Ooh, a game from overseas. Looks interesting. What is it? Is it Clue? The instructions are in English, but the rules don't seem that hard. Is it Clue? That's a very obvious game of deduction that comes to mind and is really popular. I won't lose, you hear? Colonel Mustard with a candlestick in the dining room. I'm not too bad at this game. It seemed that Rena didn't handle this kind of game very well. Oh, she's like Sharna. Yeah, it is Clue. Okay, that's why I said it, but she's like Sharna. Sharna's really bad at lying and deception and stuff. And seeing through people's deception. We're all really good at fucking with her. The rules are, the person who can match the murderer's weapon at the scene of the crime wins. There are 3 kinds of cards comprised of suspect weapons and locations. I guarantee all y'all motherfuckers watching this know how Clue works. Do we really gotta read all this? I could see that the names Mion and Rika were written on suspect cards. Oh, a card with my name on it as well. Oh, is it like custom clue? Where they like make their own pieces and stuff? Make it a little bit more personal. There are plenty of different weapons too, like knives, axes, and even poison. The locations are pretty nice too, like the living room, the study, and the courtyard. So basically, you take out one of each of the cards. These are the answer cards. So we shuffle the remaining cards and we hand them out. We each ask each other about the cards and figure out which ones are the right ones. I see, so the cards that nobody has are the true perpetrators. Then you raise your hand if you know the answer. The game ends and we check if the answer is correct. If you're right, then you get a point. If you're wrong, then you lose a point. Since the game ends, even if no one gets it right, all the cards are gathered up and redistributed. You'll learn as you go. You really have to use your brain. Destitute plebeian brain. You'll get confused if you don't take notes. That's true, actually. That's why clue comes with a small notebook. The rest you can figure out by playing. So, Mion, what's the penalty this time? Everyone directed their attention to Mion. Let's see. We're all still a little tired from yesterday, so maybe we'll take it easy with a gopher penalty. We'll be asked to rush out and buy shit for everybody. So just being asked to go buy stuff like drinks and candy, I guess. I feel like the penalty today is pretty simple. I wonder, is it really? Is Keiichi-san thinking what I'm thinking? Yeah. You don't know what you'll have to go buy. I'm betting Mion would send out whoever loses to buy stuff like hemorrhoid cream or happy family planning manual or other crazy stuff. I was thinking like tampons and condoms and shit like that. Or if you really want to be mean, pregnancy tests and shit. The cards were lightly shuffled and passed out to each player. The real perpetrator had the correct weapon and the scene of the murder had been taken out. So that means all the cards in my hand are innocent cards. Oh my god. I was just thinking how funny it would be for like Rika to go to the store and buy that stuff I just said. Oh my god. That'd be great. Then, I'll go first since I'm the club president, I guess. Well then, Mion knife study. Sorry about that interruption. We're back. Okay. Getting phone calls and shit. You pick one suspect weapon in murder scene and ask for the other players. If you have any of those cards, then you must say, I have one. However, you don't need to say which one you have. Yeah, I got it. Me too. I have one. Oh my, all of them are here. 3 people answered when they asked if they had Mion, Knife, and Study. So that means that Mion, Knife, and Study are all in the clear. Gotta jot that down. Then I'll go. Rena, Axe, Lounge. Only 2 people said they had one? So it means out of Rena, Axe, and Lounge, one of them is correct and is part of the crime. No, wait. Even if they say they have one, they don't have to say how many. It's possible that either Satoko or Rika-chan has 2 of those cards. It's true. Well, Kei-chan is next. Go ahead. Well, wait just a little. I'm still sorting things out. This game has me thinking more than I thought. Oh man, this feels like it's gonna be tough. Yeah, well... Alright, now I have the criminal. What? Already? Here I am spinning around in circles and Mion just now raises her hand. The murderer is Rika-chan, in the infirmary with the poison. Well? Mion drew the cards from the box and we checked to see if her deduction was right. I was right! I can't see Rika-chan killing anybody. All I needed was one more hand. I couldn't tell whether it was poison or a pistol. I'd never use a pistol. I like killing them slowly with poison. Rika-chan said with such a hugely... No. Rika-chan said such a hugely terrifying thing with such a sweet little face. Everyone was making a commotion about how they almost had it. Rena and I were left out in the cold, though. How did you do, Keiichi-kun? I couldn't get it at all. Don't worry, I had no idea either. How could you both be so unsure? You'll both end up in last place together at this rate. That's even worse. Going off to buy something together as a couple. Ugh, cooties, am I right? What if we ended up having to buy the Happy Family Planning Manual? That would be fucking hilarious. I could tell from Keiichi's expression that he's not very good at this game. What? That's not true. I'll show you the true power of Sherlock Maibara during the next round. My, that sounds just wonderful. I shall give you quite the thrashing. Alright, show me then. After that, I managed to somewhat grasp the trick behind the game, but I was still always a step or two behind. So that Mion was somehow gleaning information from how the others were asking their questions. That level of experience was just too much. The only way I could stage a comeback was if I became ruthless. I tossed out the simple concept of deduction and switched over to the thought process needed to win. The important thing isn't to find out the criminal, it's to win at the game. Eureka. Sorry, I need to go to the bathroom. Take your time and squeeze out a nice one. Michan, that's gross. I had them hold off the game and headed down the hall. The air was crisp. It showed just how stagnant the air in the classroom was from our body heat. On the school grounds, some of our classmates were still playing around. After spending some time cooling my head, Rena had made her way over towards me. Keiichi-kun, did you call for me? Yeah, I did. As I got up from my seat, I winked over at Rena. Glad it worked out. I don't want to waste much time, so I'll get right to the point. Rena, what's the record at the game we're playing today? She was taken aback. After a moment, she hesitantly opened her mouth. Well, all losses. Why do you ask, I wonder? I could tell from how apprehensively she was playing. The way things are going, I will as well. Can't figure out a way to pull off a last-minute comeback on this one. So, I guess both of us will be taking the penalty? Hey, don't accept defeat already. How about we win this? Both of us. But how can we? I brought my lips up to Rena's ear. Huh? Is that allowed? Did you forget, Rena? The second rule of our society? Do everything in your power to obtain victory. Yeah, I'll try my best. Okay. Our plan of attack was quite a rudimentary one. At the beginning of the game, everyone would be focused on their own hand for a while, taking notes and whatnot. Since our seats were right next to each other, we'd reveal our hands to each other. If we did it under the desk, then nobody would know. We'd begin the game with twice as much information as everybody else. Having this much information would mean we'd need to investigate less. I guess so. Cheaters. With this sort of plan of attack, we start off with a big lead over the others. Yeah, with this we could probably win. We both smirked at each other. If I was the shady businessman, then Rena was the corrupt senator. Pleasure doing business with you. But let's hurry back. We'll work as a duo to surprise everyone. Hey now, there's no point if we go back together. It would be like flat out telling them we made an arrangement. Oh, sorry, then what do we do? Go back ahead of me, Rena. I'll take my time coming back after washing my face or something. Okay, got it. Rena turned around and headed back to the classroom. Guess I should wait a bit longer before going back. If I went too soon, it wouldn't seem like I went to the bathroom. If Mion or one of them suspected something, then there could be problems. Well, they'd figure it out sooner or later, because both Ren and I would start winning over and over again. Both Ren and I will have earned enough points to avoid being the losers by the time they realized what was happening. Excellent! Not bad at all! Maibara-kun, may I have a moment? Huh? It's the teacher. Man, things are just getting good. What is it? I'm a bit... You have a guest. Please make your way to the entrance. A guest? It's not like I own a hotel. They've been waiting. Please hurry. Right before my big match, it was pretty bad timing to have a visitor, but the very fact that someone was here to see me was strange enough to pique my interest. I didn't want to waste any time, so I decided to take care of it quickly. The entryway was a heavy contrast from the hot sunlight and deep shadows. Oh, this guy. Yep. Waiting there looking uncomfortably warm was a middle-aged man, his tie sloppily loosened and his jacket tucked underneath his arm. Are you my bar-son? Keiichi my bar-son? Nah, fuck that, dude. Are you my bar-son? Keiichi my... No. No. Hold on. Are you my bar-son? Keiichi my bar-son? There's no question that he wasn't a resident of Hinamizawa, and that this was without a doubt the first time he'd met me. Ever since I met Tomitake-san, it seemed I was fated to meet middle-aged men. I guess. That makes a whopping 2, Keiichi. Brilliant deductive prowess. That's right. And who might you be? I have the AC on in my car. Let's talk there. It's a bit hot out here, don't you think? The man, completely ignoring my question, pointed over to his car parked near the gate and began walking. You've got to be kidding me. I have no intention of going along with some geezer I didn't even know. He was asking me to get in the car with him? I'm not gonna bite. Come on now. He opened the back door of his car and called me over. I didn't like this old man, but I wanted to know what it was about. Even though knowing that conversations that start out like this have never led to anything good. No, they really... fucking haven't. The inside of his car was pretty cool. Cars with air conditioners are supposed to be a luxury. My dad didn't have one in his car, at least. Please let me know if it's too cold for you, alright? I have a bad habit of cranking this shit up. So what business do you have with me? Out of spite, I decided to ignore his remark in the same way he did to me and start my own line of questioning. He pulled a notepad from his pocket and took out a picture that was stuck between the pages. On it was the face of a pretty goofy-looking guy. If you know anything related to this individual, please tell me. The heck is this? I doubt even his close friends would be able to recognize who he was from the expressionless picture. It looked like it was taken at the DMV. I mean, really, Keiichi? There were scribbles on his shirt done in permanent marker, starting with yours, my bar-son, and quite a few of your classmates signed as well. Huh? This is Tomitake-san? There's no hint of his usual unreliable and easygoing personality in this photo. It was an expressionless, half-asleep face. I mean... You really can't... Wow, you are not very perceptive, are you, Keiichi? I mean, I understand you've only met the guy a few times, but you literally spent an hour talking to him last night. More than an hour because of all the games, even. What the fuck, Keiichi? Then you know this woman? Even before seeing it, I had a good idea who it was. I don't remember her name, but she's some lady who was with Tomitake-san last night. I didn't know what her name was, but I did know she was a resident of Hinamizawa. When was the last time you saw these two? The night of the Watanagashi, we spoke. They seemed pretty close, I guess. Did anything bother you about them? Anything is fine. Go ahead and say it. Being asked for every little detail is very troubling, honestly. I had a pretty good idea of who this guy was by now. You had a pretty good idea. Did something happen to them? There was no response to my inquiry. Thus I replied to that silence in kind. I was pretty sure, no, certain, that this guy was a cop. And why? Why was he asking me about Tomitake-san? Did something happen to him? I mean, why do you think? Come on, it's pretty obvious what happened to him, Keiichi. Start panicking or something. Don't ask obvious questions. Start panicking. Hashtag just Dolan things. More importantly, why me? Shouldn't there have been plenty of other people who knew more about him than I did? Yeah, but your name was signed on his shirt on the day of his death, Keiichi. The roar of the air conditioner felt unbearably loud. After a long pause, they finally spoke up again. You just moved here recently, isn't that right, my bar-son? Are you aware, I wonder, about the stories of Oyashiro-sama? My heart began to race. Pretty terrible at hiding these things. Probably showed on my face. Not at all. If you don't, then that's fine. Well, I have heard of it. Tomitake-san told me, actually. How much do you know about it? The dismemberment killing, the accidental death, the death by illness, followed by suicide, and the lady who was beaten to death, the incidents that always happen on the day of the Onikakushi and their deaths. I didn't think Tomitake-san would have kept anything from me. I think that was everything. No, rather, I didn't want to know if there was anything more than that. Do you believe in that curse? Feel free to speak openly about it. I don't believe in it. Oh, I hesitated. I don't believe in it. My answer was instant. It wasn't so much that I didn't believe in it as I was on the verge of believing. I wanted to clear away my own doubts. That was the more prominent feeling. Really? Then that's great. Guess you really are one of those city-raised boys. So what if I don't believe? I have friends waiting, so could you get to the point? Oh no. The change of color. The dreaded color shift. The man in the picture is dead. My mind went blank. Huh? What happened to Tomitake-san? It would seem that he died last night. That was the night of the Watanagashi. Do you understand the implications behind that, my bar-san? Implications? Not any yet. Not any for the cause of his death or the reasons behind it. The real problem was that he died on the day of the Watanagashi. Meaning this year, the curse of Oyashiro-sama had once again. The death of Jiro Tomitake is still confidential. You can understand why that is, right? I didn't want to understand why. Please tell me. Tell me what happened. It was rather peculiar. It might be a little too graphic for someone born and raised in Hinamizawa. It was a roundabout way of saying it, but it caused me to doubt whether or not I wanted to hear the rest. I would only regret forcing myself to learn of something I shouldn't. Or at least that's how I figured I would feel if I listened to the rest, but I did anyway. One of the patrol cars discovered the body on the way back from security detail at the festival. It was too late, about 5 till midnight. The location was, you know where the road into town becomes paved, right? Down past the slope, on the shoulder, around there. There are a few streetlights on that road. Its pitch-black darkness was only broken by the lights of passing cars and the moon. It was a stroke of luck that Tomitake-san was spotted collapsed on the shoulder of the road. Tomitake-san was face down, covered in blood. Blood and muck covered the asphalt. We thought it was a hit and run at first. But when the officer checked to see if he was still alive, he quickly noticed something abnormal. His throat had been ripped open. From a knife or something? No. Nails. Nails? As in fingernails? You mean his neck was clawed through? From the coroner's report, it was revealed that it was with one of his own nails. What does that mean? Basically, it means it wasn't a murder. It was a suicide. Tomitake-san, whatever was going through his mind, tore open his own throat. As hard as he could with his own nails. Tore through the skin until it started to bleed, and even then, he didn't stop. He continued clawing. With enough intensity that it could have peeled off his nails, still clawing. Still clawing. I mean, is Keiichi the one talking here? Fuck! Then, as his nails reached those vital arteries, you should never damage, he continued clawing. Blood splattered on the ground around him. As he bled, while gasping for breath, he collapsed. His body spasmed and he died in agony. What the fuck, Keiichi? Is that really all the things that you just thought? We thought drugs were to blame, but nothing of the nature was detected. It was a suicide? Never heard of such a thing. It's a natural way of dying. It wasn't a mysterious death. If this wasn't a mysterious death, then what was? The way he died, in these 5 years, his death most resembled that of a curse. As if to show both myself and Tomitake-san, who proclaimed there was no such thing as a curse, that we were wrong. There were a few more suspicious details. From his body chemistry, perspiration, epilation, and so on, we concluded that he was in a state of hysteria right before death. That was a given. It's hard to believe someone could be in a sound state of mind while clawing out their throat. Wounds on his hands matched a discarded pile of lumber found nearby. There are traces of where he struck trees and guardrails with it. His blood was found all over the place. Meaning that while tearing out his own throat, he was swinging around a piece of lumber. There were external injuries, which were not self-inflicted, discovered on him. There's a high probability that he was assaulted. The external injuries suggest there may be multiple suspects. To summarize, Tomitake-san was surrounded and attacked. While wandering the night roads and in a state of panic after being cornered, he picked up a piece of lumber and tried fighting back. Somewhere in there, he began madly tearing at his own throat, clawing at it. Then, he died. The presumed time of death was between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m., meaning it occurred right after you finished talking to him at the festival. Everyone signed Tomitake-san's shirt, then parted ways. Right after that. Oh yeah, he should have been with a woman. What about her? She's missing. She hasn't shown up to work and hasn't returned home either. There's a very high probability she was involved in this incident. For a while, I could only gaze off into space. I never would have thought that something unfortunate happening to somebody close to me could affect me this deeply. The time I spent with him was so short, but we went to the same festival, spent time together, and took part in the same competition. It was one of us. We should have been continuing the investigation on various fronts, but when it comes to Oyashiro-sama's curse, the villagers here aren't very cooperative. That much I knew well. I would have been none the wiser if not for Tomitake-san, the outsider, telling me. So that's why you came to me? Because I'm not originally from here? I should have been angry that was the reason I wanted to hear what happened from me. If things go the way they have been, then the conclusion would be that Jiro Tomitake died from Oyashiro-sama's curse. He turned away from me and gazed far off into the distance. The night of the Watanagashi, during that sacred ritual, he callously snapped off photos, angering Oyashiro-sama. That's how it's gonna turn out. There's no way Oyashiro-sama would inflict divine punishment on him. Tomitake-san had to have been killed by humans, and a cowardly group no less. There's no way I'm gonna let this end up being the fault of some stupid curse. I think so as well. There's no such thing as divine... There ain't no such shit! This tense mood was cut with the man's hearty laugh. That's how it must be, my bar-san. Cooperation from individuals in Hinamizawa who don't believe in the curse is indispensable. Understand? Neither Tomitake-san nor I believed in curses. But with the way things were going, it would just end up with his death marking the 5th year. Which would mean that Hinamizawa had rejected him. That was something I just couldn't allow. Whoops. He was one of us. He didn't live here, but he came every single year. In that sense, he was more resident than I was. There's no way that he could have been cursed by Oyashiro-sama. But there's nothing I could do to help. I have no idea what happened that night either. No. If you see or hear anything that draws your attention, that's enough. If I see or hear, he's talking in the future tense. Things or people or rumors. Anything is fine. I don't care if they're unfounded. Here, this is my number. If I'm not there, then just leave a message with whoever picks up. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. He handed me a piece of paper with his number on it, but I hesitated for a second. If I took it, and whether I wanted to or not, I'd be mired knee-deep in this matter. Please help me solve the questions surrounding Tomitake-san's unfortunate death. That's right. Why was I hesitating? I needed to find the murderer who killed my friend. I snatched up the piece of paper as a satisfied grin spread across his face. Everything we spoke of today is a secret. Please keep this confidential. Understood. From your friends as well, especially from the Sonozaki-san and Furude-san. Please do not inform them. Sonozaki? You mean Mion? Why? Are you saying they have something to do with the incident? With their names brought up so abruptly and being told to keep it a secret from them, I became rather angry. This is what they call investigative privilege, I suppose. Don't play games with me. Mion's a close friend of mine. I snapped at him, but he didn't seem to be especially offended. I wouldn't mind telling you, but it may just upset you. So fucking spill it. He hesitated a little, turning his gaze to the outside of the car. He began to speak after thinking for a bit. There's a possibility that the string of incidents happening here in Hinamizawa are a result of a village conspiracy. There's no way that could be right. Give me a break. First of all, is there any proof of that? No evidence. Also, each of these cases were resolved, and none of the probes had any direct connection to the village. And how'd you come to that conclusion? Every year, the enemies of the village die on the day of the Watanagashi. Don't you think that's enough reason to suspect something? Only the residents of Hinamizawa felt that the day of the Watanagashi was sacred. So basically, because incidents happened on that day, it was somehow related to Hinamizawa. First, it was the damn construction foreman, then a villager that supported it. Those the village hold grudges against die one after the other from these mysterious causes. The means are always different, but in the end the results are the same. Unfounded, unreasonable suspicion. But it couldn't just be shrugged off. So the victims after that, what about the Shinto priest and his wife's death? They weren't enemies of the village. The villagers had expected leadership from the Shinto priest at the time of the dam dispute. But he wasn't proactive, so there was a faction of villagers who harbored ill will towards him as a result. Ill will? It's not like he did anything bad. What about the housewife? Did she just die because she was the wife of the brother of the supporter? That's such a trivial reason to kill someone. What about Tomitake-san? He's not affiliated with the dam project at all. He was just killed because he was an outsider? In the beginning, it fell on those related to the dam project, but as the years went on, the enemy threshold of the victims had become much lower. Well, that's the scary part. The bar keeps getting lower. What's scary about that? It means it's not just enemies of the village anymore. Just being an outsider could be reason enough. Then, you're saying that next year's victim be picked out of the village outsider pool? It might be a person that just moved here. What do you mean by... I swallowed my words. Here in Hinamizawa, the ones who would be considered the most outside would be my family. I was proof enough of that, wasn't I? I still couldn't really remember the names of the people I passed by. Then the next victims, my family. Was he saying it was going to be me? But what does that have to do with Mion? I can't go into details, but the Sonozaki family led the dam protests, quite fervently so. This is also true of Mion Sonozaki-san herself. She has quite a few misdemeanor and obstruction of public worker offenses on her record because of the protests. I knew Mion had fought. This was the first I'd heard of her family leading the protests, though. Then, well, what did it all mean? Are you saying that Mion's family is involved with this string of incidents? I wouldn't go that far. I'm just saying that if this was a conspiracy, then they'd have the highest probability of being behind it. Not a very clear explanation. Felt like he'd magnificently avoided the details I really wanted to know. We don't know who or how involved anyone is right now. That is exactly why I don't want you to say anything to the villagers. Instead of answering, I gave a very bitter expression. It seemed that he understood it well enough. Alright, then think of it like this. I don't want to worry the villagers who blindly believe it's the curse. How about that? What do you mean, how about that? How should I know? Whoops. But the reasoning behind wanting me to not carelessly open my mouth about it wasn't too hard to comprehend. Perpetrator was here. Had nothing to do with the curse. He was definitely going to be caught by the police and made to pay for his crimes, and none of the villagers should have anything to do with that process. It may cause those sensitive about the curse to just worry needlessly. Just like everyone kept it from me so I wouldn't worry about it. Is it now my turn to keep it from them so they don't have to worry? I was just talking to myself. Unlike me, everyone else who had been worrying over this mysterious incidents yearly. And the incident this time probably means a lot more to them. I didn't want to burden them anymore. In the end, everything went as the man had wanted, as insipid as it was, but it couldn't be helped. I understand, I'll keep it to myself. Is that fine? Mr. Oishi from the Okinoma police station. You can call me Kura-chan if you want. No, Oishi-san is fine. The way he said it was unpleasant, yet retained hints of politeness. He was the spitting image of a vulgar police officer. Though I've never seen one this bulky before in the cop shows I watch. Wow. I've taken up too much time. Your friends are waiting, aren't they? I should probably let you get back to them. The door opened with a click and streamed the oppressive heat. It was blistering outside of the car. Was it really this hot of a day? It was an almost cruel heat as opposed to the mechanical coolness inside the car. It was as if the land of Hidemazawa itself suddenly hated me. I felt a little sad as that thought crossed my mind. I didn't mean to suspect your friends. Please don't misunderstand that. I refrained from telling him that it was too late to say something that self-serving. It's fine if you don't see or hear anything, Maibara-san. It would help to prove that the village is not involved after all. I'll contact you if I hear or see anything, but I'm no detective. Please don't expect too much from me. I won't. You don't have to become a detective. Just go on living as you have up till now. Just let me know if you notice anything. I hastily made my way back to the school building after giving him a quick bow. See you later. Farewell, Maibara-kun. I returned to the school building without looking back. I don't know how much time had passed. I did feel bad for keeping them waiting, but right now there's a lot on my mind. Tomitaka-san's death was hard enough as it was. But to think there was a possibility of a village conspiracy. Worse still, there was also a chance that Mion was involved. Nonsense. Impossible. Not Mion, Rena, Satoko, or Rika-chan. It was a group that attacked Tomitake-san. Who could the perpetrators be? Could it be they were hiding somewhere? Here in Hidemazawa? I didn't know. All I could say for certain was that I knew Mion couldn't be the perpetrator. It's me-chan! The perpetrator! Huh? I was startled to hear Rena's voice. With the rope in the, lounge. Wahaha! Nope! No! Rena clutched her head while flailing about. Looks like you're just self-destructing over here, wow. Ah, Keiichi-san, you're quite late. As you may well know, I'm seething with anger. Sorry about that. I was called into the staff room, you see. You were reprimanded for bad behavior? That's a shame. Well, it's been pretty heated over here. Since it's getting pretty late, let's make the next game the last one. If I remember right, I had 0 points. Isn't it pretty much decided that I'm just going to be finishing it last? Don't worry, Keiichi-kun. I'm at -1 points. The heck? The score's lower than mine and I wasn't even playing. This is the final match to decide if the penalty is going to be carried out by Rena alone or both of you. Yeah, right. Just let Rena do the penalty by herself. We made a promise, Keiichi-kun, that we would both win. I waited all this time, you know. I'm sorry about that. I followed my initial plan of showing Rena my cards, but I didn't say who was the criminal, and just waited for her to call. I got it! The murderer is me! With the poison at the entrance. Is it? My, Rena, quite a quick answer. Another stab in the dark. Oh. Rena's correct. Oh, then it's decided that Keiichi-san shall take part in the penalty as well. Hooray! Keiichi-kun, let's both do our best. Yeah, let's do our best. It's my fault, so I have no choice. Then that's game! It's me, Mion Sonozaki, ranked first place, and dead last are Keiichi Mahabara and Rena Ryuga. Everyone applauded as the game ended. The problem now was the penalty. Oh man, we're going on long. I just want to see what the penalty is. We didn't have a good cutoff point. It all happened too fast. Now then, I rank first, so I'll decide what you'll be buying for the gopher penalty. What will she make us buy, I wonder? Let's blacklist the drugstore. That was your aim, wasn't it? Huh? I don't have any business at the drugstore. This old man's already got a list prepared for you on this piece of paper. Whoa, there's a lot written here. A lot? Damn it, what was she making us buy? 2 blocks of tofu, shampoo and conditioner, apple vinegar and fried tofu. The heck is this? It looks more like a shopping list than a penalty. Me was certain she was going to win today. Rule 7 of our society. You cannot refuse any penalty. Here's some money. Shampoo I usually get is Fruit Fable. Thanks. This is just your grocery list! I promised myself that if I won next time, I'd make her go buy hemorrhoid cream. Yeah. Something like that is pretty appropriate. Oh my god. More tips. Not a clue. Huh. Is that the end of chapter 7? Wow, short day. I know that every chapter is like a day. But that was a short day. Weird. Unless chapter 7 or unless chapter 8 starts like tonight and just breaks the chain, that'd be even weirder. Alright, well, my voice is going a little bit. Mainly because it's so hot. I've drank, let's see, hold on. How much water's in this bottle? 50.7 fluid ounces of water since I started this episode. Ugh. Because I have to turn my AC off to record, and I am just dripping in sweat right now. Holy shit! Fuck the summer, you guys. I understand Keiichi and Oishi's plight, alright? It's as if the town of Colchester itself hated me. Oh god. Alright, well, in any case, I'm gonna go now and like take a shower or some shit. I will see you guys next time for another episode of Higurashi When They Cry. And we'll see where we go from here. Meeting Oishi means we're really gonna start hitting the well, I mean, I guess we already have hit the dark stuff. There's been fucking awful murder going on and whatever. Despite this very unfitting music right now. So I will see you guys next time so we can continue to delve into that shit. Have a good rest of your night. Moi. I love you. Jamais.